Hello and good morning, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are good and are absolutely fine. So, students, today I welcome you all in this English class where we are going to learn something new and something very interesting. Okay, so let's begin. So, here this is example 1. Let's understand. Okay, now as you all can see that there is a poem here. Let's understand what is the poem is all about. Alright, so let's begin. I wandered only as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, floating and dancing in the breeze. Now, my dear students, let's understand and let me tell you one thing, that please understand and see carefully the poem, because after that we'll do exercise regarding to this poem. Alright, so the poem is, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, flirting and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the star that shine and twinkling in the Milky Way, they stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their head in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a gaunt company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For often, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart and pleasure fills and dance with the daffodils. Now, first reading. Alright, so first what we all do can do is first reading the poem. By reading the poem, what we can understand? First is identify the narrator and the character. Alright, what is the narrator and what is the main character of the poem? So, while we are reading the poem, first we can do is find the narrator or identify the narrator or the character of the poem. And the second is identify the setting and theme. What is the setting and theme is all poem is all about. Alright, so the first reading, in first reading what we have to do is first identify the narrator and the character or character, and the second is identify the setting and theme. Alright, in second reading what we are going to do, identify the keywords first, second identify the rhyming words, third identify the mood of the poem, and fourth identify the figure of speech. Alright students, so let me tell you one thing, that while we are reading the poem, alright, it also it's same as in like we reading the passage. Alright, so while we are reading the passage, what we gonna do, we understand the meaning of the passage and then answer the questions that asked from the passage, then we answer the question. Same as in poem, what we are gonna do is while we are reading the poem first, in first understanding, in first reading, what we are gonna do first is identify the narrator and the character of the poem. Second, identify the theme of the poem. Alright, in second reading, what we are gonna do first is identify the keywords of the poem. Second, identify the rhyming words of the poem. Second, third, identify the mood of the poem, and identify the figure of speech. Identify the mood of the poem is all about like the poet is happy or the poet is sad. Alright, so this is what we gonna do while we are reading the poem. Let's move forward and identify the meaning, difficult words with their meanings. All right. So in the first para, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Now, as you all can see, there is a rhyming words like tree and breeze. All right. So, let's understand the difficult word with their meaning. Host. What is the meaning of host? Host means group. All right. Host means group. Now, what is the meaning of fluttering? Fluttering means flapping wings. What is the meaning of fluttering? Flapping wings. Clear? You can write down in your copies as well. Now, in the second paragraph, the waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in the glee. A poet could not but he gay in such a company. I gazed and gazed, but the little thought what will the soul to me had brought. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkling in the Milky Way, they stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their head in sprightly dance. In vacant or in pensive mode, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart and pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Let's understand the meaning of jocund. Tossing, sprightly and pensive. Tossing means moving, sprightly means lively, jocund means happy and pensive means thoughtful. Clear? What is the meaning of these four words? These four hard words is first, tossing means here moving. In this poem, tossing means moving. Clear? Sprightly means lively. Okay? Jocund means happy and pensive means thoughtful. I hope everyone is clear now. Okay, so poetry comprehension. Okay, so what the topic is all about today, what we are going to study and what we are going to learn about is all about poetry comprehension. It is same as passage comprehension, same as passage combination. What we are going to do with poetry comprehension, that while we are reading the comprehension or the poetry, we have to understand the deeper meaning of the poem. So the poetry comprehension is all about the poet thought and the deeper meaning of the poem. Okay, let's do exercise now. The poet saw daffodils, alright, in the vale, on a hill, on a lakeside and among the stars. Where he saw daffodils, as I already told you, please read the poem carefully. We'll do exercise after that. So the first question is, the poet saw daffodils. Where? First, in the vale. Second, on a hill. Third, on lakeside. And fourth, among the stars. The right answer is where? On lakeside. Clear? Second is, the bliss of solitude refers to. The bliss of solitude refers to what? Daffodils, the inward eye, the waves and the stars. So the answer is what? The inward eye. Clear? The bliss of solitude refers to the inward eye. The third question is, what is the similarity between the cloud and the poet? Okay, so basically the questions here is all about and all from the poem. Alright, so the question is, what is the similarity between the cloud and the poet? The answer is what? The similarity between the cloud and the poet is that both of them move on aimlessly without any company. Okay, what is the answer of that? What is the similarity between the cloud and the poem? The similarity between the cloud and the poem is that they both of them move on aimlessly without any company. Clear? Again, a question is, why was the poet happy? The question is, why was the poet happy? Answer is the poet was happy because there was happiness all around. Why he is happy? The poet was happy because there was happiness all around. How were the waves seems to be? How were the waves seem to be? The answer is the waves seemed to be less happy than the daffodils. The question is how were the waves seem to be? The answer is the waves seem to be less happy than the daffodils. Poetry comprehension. Alright, now understand what is poetry comprehensions. Poetry passage for reading comprehension helps to collect knowledge about various aspects of poetry such as literary device, reading between the lines, comprehending and philosophy and attitude of the poet that may include self-experience and feelings. Alright, so poetry comprehension is all about what? The poetry passage for reading comprehension helps to collect knowledge about various aspects of poetry such as first, literary devices, second, reading between the lines, and the third and the most important that comprehending the philosophy and attitude of the poet. Clear? That may include self-experience and feeling. Alright, so poetry is all about the poet, self-experience and feelings. Clear? Now, this is the first question of the session for you all. I hope everyone is ready now. So, the question is, choose the correct option. Beside the lake, beneath the trees. This line represents the tick device. Alright, so the line from the poem, this line is from the poem that we read already. Alright, that we read already. So, beside the lake and beneath the trees. This line represents the poetic device. The option is A. Metaphor, B. Smile, C. Personification, and D. Alliteration. Your time starts now. Okay, students, time is up. So, the question is, beside the lake, beneath the trees, this line represents the poetic device, alliteration. Clear? So, option D here is the right answer. Clear? Let's move forward and understand more. So, figure of speech. So, as you all know that poetic comprehension is all about, and one of the reason why we read poetry comprehension is also figure of speech. Alright, so let's understand. I wandered lowly as a cloud. A direct comprehension. What is it? A direct comprehension. Let's find out. A figure of speech is a smile. Alright, so I wandered lonely as a cloud. It is a direct comprehension, smile. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, and dance with the daffodils. What is this? This is a alliteration. What is this? This is the alliteration. 10,000. This is an exaggerated expression. This is what? This is an exaggerated expression. It is a hyperbole. What is this? This is the hyperbole. We can say it is a hyperbole. Alright? Fluttering and dancing in the breeze. What is this? This is attributing human qualities. What is this? This indicating or this highlighting the attributing human qualities. Fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So what is expressing, or what is this line expressing or indicating? That attributing human qualities. Clear? This is what? This is the personification. This is what we can call, is personification. Alright. Now again a question for you all. Choose the correct option. In the poem Daffodils, the poet was happy because A. There was happiness all around. B. He met his old friend. C. He saw the daffodils. And D. He saw a beautiful lake. Your time starts now. As I already told you, the poet is all about, or the poem is all about the poet expressing their feelings, alright, and their mood in the poem. So, answer accordingly. Alright, my dear students, the time is up. So the question is, choose the correct option. First, in the poem Daffodils, the poet was happy because. Alright, so options are, there was happiness all around. B. He met his old friend. No. He saw the daffodils. No. He saw a beautiful lake. No. So right answer is, there was happiness all around. The poet Daffodils, the poem Daffodils, the poet was happy because there was happiness all around. Alright, so the option A here is the correct option or correct answer. Let's move forward. Now here example 2. Again there is a poem again. Please read carefully. Alright. Holy Thursday. Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land? Babes reduced to misery, fed and cold, an unurious hand. William Blake. Is that trembling cry a song? Can it be a song of joy? And so many children's poor, it is a land of poverty. And their sun does never shine, and their fields are black and bare, and their ways are filled with thorns. It is eternal winter there. For where the sun does shine, okay, from where the sun does shine and where the rain does fall, babe can never hunger there, nor poverty the mind appall. Holy Thursday, William Blake. Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land, babes reduced to misery, fed with cold and unurious hand? And their sun does never shine, and their fields are bleak and bare, and their ways are filled with thorns. It is eternal winter there. For where the sun does shine and where the rain does fall, babe can never hunger there, nor poverty the mind appall. Now these are the hard words, and let's understand with their meaning. Alright, so this is the poem is, let's read again. Alright, so Holy Thursday, this is the poem name. William Blake is the poet. The poem is this a holy thing to see in a rich and a fruitful land, babes reduced to misery, fed with cold and unurious hand? And their sun does never shine, and their fields are bleak and bare, and their ways are filled with thorns. It is eternal winter there. For where the sun does shine and where the rain does fall, babe can never hunger there, nor poverty the mind appall. Let's understand the meaning of these words now. Okay, so the cold means unfeeling. The cold means in this poem is not like cool, but the cold means unfeeling. Alright, appall means horrify or great dismay. Eternal means permanent, and unserious means miserly. Alright. Again, a question for you all. Choose which one of the following is an important aspect of poetry. Alright, so the options are A. Lyrics, B. Poet, C. Literary devices, D. Memorizing poem. Your time starts now. Choose which one of the following is an important aspect of poetry. Okay students, time is up. Let's see the question now. Choose which one of the following is an important aspect of poetry. First is lyrics, B is poet, C literary devices, and D memorizing poem. So the correct answer is what? Correct answer is D, C literary devices. Alright, this is the main aspect of poetry. Option C is the correct option here. Let's do the exercise now. A sign of a rich country is A. Its rich land, B. The rich people, C. The fruitful land, and the D. The happy children. If you read the poem carefully, then you know the answer here. The question is, the sign of a rich country is what? A rich land, its rich land, the rich people, the fruitful land, and fourth is the happy children. The answer is what? The answer is the fruitful land. Okay? The sign of a rich country is what? The fruitful land. Clear? Fruitful land means what? Okay? Fruitful land means what? Options are the land full of fruits, B. Fertile land, C. The land where fruits grow, and fourth, the fruit garden. Okay, your time it starts now. So the fruitful land means what? The fruitful land means the fertile land. The fertile land. Okay. So here in the poem there are one word, that is fruitful land, is mentioned or highlighted. What does that mean? That fruitful land? The fruitful land means the fertile land. Clear? What does the poet speak about in the poem? What does the poet speak about in the poem? Let's understand. The poet speak about poor babies in the poem. Okay? What does the poet speak about in the poem? If you read carefully the poem, you understand that the poet is all talking about poor babies in the poem. What does the poet commented on? The answer is what? I gave you 5 seconds for that. Find out the answer. What does the poet comment on? Okay. Let's find out the answer. The poet comment on the song of the children. What does poet comment on? The poet comment on the song of the children. Again, a question for you all. Fill in the blank with the correct option. The poet speak about dash in the poem Holy Thursday. Options are A. Poor babies, B. Poor animals, C. Rich kid, or D. mistress. Your time starts now. Very simple question. Okay students, time is up. So let's see the question. The question is what? Fill in the blank with the correct option. The question is, the poet speak about dash in the poem Holy Thursday. what you have to do is you have to choose one among these four and fill the blank with that correct option. Alright. So the options are what? Poor babies, poor animals, rich kids, misraised. The option is very clear. Option A, poor babies. The poet is all about talking about in the Holy Thursday poem is all about poor babies. So option A here is the correct answer. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple job, but of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. Continuous as the stars they shine, and twinkling in the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their head in sprightly dance. Consider these two extracts. Alright, so these two are what? Extracts. Considering them. Which among these two is the appropriate poem in the context of the animation shown? Alright, so which among these two is the appropriate poem in context to the animation shown? Alright, so again I will show you. See here. Okay, see here. Okay, you clearly see that now? Okay, now answer this question. Consider these two extracts and answer this. Which among these two is the appropriate poem in context to the animation shown? So which one is the correct? B is give an appropriate title to the poem you consider is suitable as per the extract. Alright. So what we have to do is you have to choose one among these two which is the correct poem for the context to the animation that has shown, and the second option is or the second question is when you choose your correct option, so what you have to do now is give an appropriate title of that poem whatever you have chosen. Alright, question is again a question for you all. The word pensive means, there is a word in the poem, example 1, a pensive. What is that meaning? A listener, B thoughtful, C happy, and D lively. Your time starts now. Alright students, time is up. So the pensive means what? Pensive means option B thoughtful. Option B is thoughtful. So the pensive means is, you can write down in your copies as well, the pensive means thoughtful. Alright, option B here is the correct option. Now let's understand the summary of this session. Poem comprehension can be helpful in making it easy to understand the complex ideas of poetry. Alright, now as you all can see or as you all know that today's topic is all about poetry comprehension. Okay, so poem comprehension or poetry comprehension is what is all about, can be helpful in making it easy to understand the complex idea of poetry. It helps to understand the emotions, literally expression that captures inner feeling and experience in a lyrical representation or presentation. So, okay, so poem or a poet when writing its poem or his poem or her poem, so the poem is all about poets, what inner feelings and experiences. Again, a question for you all. So this is the last question for you all. How do you feel? How you like this session? Happy, quite good, satisfactory or confused? Your time starts now. Okay, so time is up. I hope, thank you so much students. I hope you know, and now you know about all about the poetry comprehension. What is poetry comprehension is all about. So we'll do next session about poetry comprehension and clear it more in the ways. So that's all for today's class. I hope you like the class. So we'll meet in the next class. Till then, bye bye, take care and have a good day.